Come make this yumptious peppered puff with me. The mother that murdered other puff-puffs. Where are my OGs? If you know, you know. Do you know that peppered puff-puff was actually the first puff-puff most of us had as kids? We had this uncle who was our driver for over a decade. May his soul rest in peace. He would always bring us hot peppered puff-puff from those roadside aunties on his way. And actually, as far as I can remember, those were the first time I actually tried puff-puff as a child. Please, if you remember, say something in the comment section, because I cannot be the only one. So let's get right into this video. As you can see, we had 4 cups of flour in the bowl. Here we're sieving it to make sure we eliminate all lumps. I think here we used 4.5 cups of flour, self-rising flour to be precise. So you go ahead and sieve just like we did for the rest and prepare your dry ingredients. So we're going to go in first with a pinch of salt. As you can see in the video, our next will be 1 cup of sugar. You can use 1.5 for 4 cups of flour if you wish. I proceeded to sieve this sugar because it has like lumps in it. And I proceeded to add my cinnamon. You can use your nutmeg. It's really optional. You can use your nutmeg or your cinnamon. I also added vanilla extract to give it the flavor. For this recipe, I added 1/4 of this sachet of yeast. You know, this is totally optional. I decided to add the instant yeast because I wanted that fluffiness. In fact, I just wanted the yeast effect, but it's totally optional because we're already using self-rising flour. So you just proceed to mix your dry ingredients and create a hole for your warm water. Remember, it's peppered puff-puff, so we're going to prep our pepper first. I'm using 1 hot pepper. You can use any amount of choice, but this is very hot, so I'm just using 1. So you make sure you slice it. You can either do this by hand or you can use like a blender. For our water, we will be using warm water, but it should be more on the hot side. You can use hot water if you are not using instant yeast at all, since it's optional. So we're going in with the first cup, and this is the second cup of our water. So please make sure you turn as you go so you don't pour more than enough water to your mixture. Turn your batter. Make sure it's smooth for the next step, which is adding our peppers. You can totally do this by hand. I'm not about messing my hand right now, so I'm just using this wooden spoon to mix and turn all my batter. Can you believe this is my first video of 2026? So hi guys, compliment of the season. Do let me know when you're seeing this video so we can interact in the comment section. Your girl had to shake for test and it was a pass. So we're going to proceed to wrap this batter. We're going to wrap it with a clean film. You can do this with a cloth or you can cover with like a glass or any form of plate cover. Your girl needs this puff-puff ASAP. So what I usually do to quicken the process is I preheat my microwave and let the heat circulate properly so I can place my batter in it. I do this to quicken the process, making my batter rise if I don't have all the time in the day. I let this sit for 15 to 30 minutes. Honestly, I just shake at intervals just to make sure it's where I want it to be. So you go ahead and get your oil ready for frying. Make sure that your oil frying at a low heat. This will help it cook on the inside and on the outside as well. If it is on a high heat, your puff-puff will get burnt without actually cooking on the inside. So that low to medium heat is quite very, very important. Again, I'm scooping my batter into the hot oil. You can do this by hand, but your girl is not ready for all that mess, so I'm using this 2 spoon. This is my tiny little technique. I don't really care about the shape. As far as it comes out very yummy, I'm quite satisfied with it. So yeah, make sure you flip and turn so it can cook on both sides as well without getting burnt. So once it browns on both sides, you can scoop out your puff puff, and your yummy peppered puff puff is done and ready. Guys, do you see this yumptious, delicious, tantalizing, hot peppered, original, the mother that mother their mother puff puff? This is yummy, and if you're a pepper lover, even better. Try this at home and leave your comments so I know your thoughts. I will see you in my next one. Cause baby, this 2026, we go nowhere. You will see my face and I will still see your face. Okay?